Recording in.
Hi, folks. So let's set it up here. Hold on. But now I'm starting recording. As I start that, you may have to click something on your screen to clear it out of the way. And let's get going. So all you need for today's class is a chair. Scoot to the front of that chair, hands on your thighs. Notice this alignment here of the, so I'm not holding my arms anywhere. I'm letting them sink, letting the elbows have a sunk quality, relaxing the shoulders, the head and neck, just a slight quality of chin down, opening the base of the skull and lengthening the crown up. So just a little attention, a couple points. And then releasing the tension in the body where you can. So let go of the tension in the shoulders, the arms, the torso as best you can. And breathing. So in through the nose, long, smooth, and full. Hold that breath in for a little bit. And then out through the mouth. Empty. And again, when you're ready, long, smooth, and full. And out through the mouth. Let's do that, let's say 12 breath cycles. That's the breath. Feel the internal movement, right? That expansion, that opening. And then that exhale, feel that settling, closing, relaxing. So in a way, equally as important as the oxygen-carbon dioxide exchange is the movement of the body when we're breathing. So that's why you want to exaggerate it. Get that opening in all directions and then that settling from all directions. Now, slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Lift the chest, arch, look up. And then go the opposite direction. Slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow the chest, drop the head, round the back. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, lift the chest, look up to the sky. And then the opposite direction. So again, look at how much my body changes from being arched this way to rounded this way. So we really want to create this large amount of change. Now, Harlan, watch for a second, please. Notice that what I'm not doing this for this particular exercise. I'm sort of pushing the back while the hands go forward. So I'm hollowing the chest and dropping the head, right? Which is different than holding at the hips with the torso not changing. So we're trying to create a change through the structure of the torso, which is different than moving that torso through space without making the changes in the torso. So again, slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, look up. So again, change, change, change all the way in that direction. And then all the way to the other position. Hands forward, hollow the chest, drop the head, rounding the back. And then we do it again. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulders back, all the way, all the way, all the way. Look up, the head. And then again, hands forward, hollow the chest, drop the head. And then come back up to neutral right in the middle. Now, left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turn the shoulders, turn the head to the right. And then we change all the way to the other side, turning, 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 turning. Left elbow back, right hand forward, look to the left. And then we change again, all the way across to the other side. And then we change again. And we change again. The more you practice Taoist movement, you start to understand this idea of freedom of movement. Freedom of movement. Trying to have freedom of movement between the designed edges of the range of motion. And then come back to center. Now hang your arms to the side and we lean to the right. Lift your left wrist up so you can really tip to the right and then back to center and lean and tip to the left and then back to center. Lean. And center. And lean. Center. Lean. Center. Lean. Again, notice what is most important is this. You see my body moving. So it's not just hands. We get caught up in the hands, but it's the torso. And this is just here to allow me to lean a little bit more. The middle of you. Leaning, 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 leaning. And then this hand comes up a little bit to allow a little further. And then leaning back to middle, right? See all that movement of the torso. Lean. And then back to middle. Shoulder blades. So we're going the scapula on your back, apart, up, back, down, under, forward and up, back and down. Again, just seeing what is moving and what isn't moving. This isn't really moving. This and this is moving. So usually they're stuck, right? And that's not helping. So we got to get them loosened through going through their ranges of motion. And reverse, we go back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, under, back, up, over top, forward, down, under, back, up, forward, and down. Bend your elbows. Bring the elbows out and way up. And then down and in. Down, out and up. Down, in. So we're moving between ranges of motion and working on not getting stuck anywhere. Because that stuckness is housed in the tissue and joints for sure, but it's also, a lot of it's in the brain. The brain nervous system, what they call the neural network, right? And that's really made itself evident with the Parkinson's symptoms, right? Is that you can just be sort of stuck somewhere in these movements. And so this practice of move and then move and then move and then move and just not getting stuck anywhere in the range. Touch those elbows together. Harlan, yeah, bring them together. Now, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, and back, down and forward and up, forward, down, and back, down, forward, and up, and down. Out to the side, left hand high, right hand low, come under the arm, cross and wrap around your body. And then open. And just don't get stuck. Go all the way closed. All the way open. All the way closed. All the way open. Be switching. Which one is above, which one is below. And then down and loose. Swing. Scoot a little bit back in your chair. Load. Push. Load. Down. Again, not getting stuck. Load. Push. Load. Down. Load. Push. Load. Down. Load. Push. Load. Down. Unsticking, ungluing, promoting flow. Go slow enough to get all the way to the end. So don't stop this extension until you fully straighten. Then come all the way to fully bent. Then put the foot down. Then load. Then all the way straight. Then all the way bent. Then all the way down. Load. Push. Load. Down. Foot and ankle. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. All the way. All the way. All the way. All the way. And then tip the foot a little in. A little out. In. Out. In. Out. And circles all the way. Freedom of movement through its designed range. The brain is a big piece of what is stuck. Let's go ahead and reverse. The brain neural network that innervates into all the different receptor sites and control centers in the body. Switch feet. Point, flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. And then tilt a little in, out. In, out. In. Circle. Reverse, circle. And down. Scoot forward to the front edge of your chair. Step a little wider than hip distance. We lift the toes and turn. So notice I'm turning from the hip. Turning from the hip. Turning from the hip. The feet and the knees all stay in alignment with each other. The toes are pointing out. Toes are pointing in. Knees go along for the ride. We're opening the quad. In. Out. In. And neutral. Now, from that hip space, fold. Sit upright. Lean a little bit back. Sit upright. Forward. Up. Back. Up. Forward. Up. Back. Up. Now, hang the arms loose. We use all that to stand up. Slide your feet back a little. Fold from the hips. Shoulders and head a little past the ankles. Then stand tall. All the way. Then fold at the hips, the butt a little bit behind, the arms and shoulders a little bit in front. Keep folding at the hips, sink all the way and land. Again. All the way tall. Down. And stay standing. Now, don't sit in your chair. Just fold, sink, and then stand back up. Make sure it's the hips going back and sitting that gets you down there, and then rise to standing tall. Again, sink and rise. Now you keep your chair where it is. Keep your chair right there. I just get rid of mine because I don't have as much room. I got to stay on camera. So now here we are standing. Notice how you have more foot in front, less foot behind. So we just want to get a little bit of this tip forward, tip back. Be very careful, just this little bit. Try to be as minute as possible with this rock and rock. Right, this little rock. Now when you rock forward, the hands go forward but not up. When you rock back, the hands sweep back a little bit behind you. Rock. 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 Now, stay a little bit back. Turn your palms forward, open and lift. Then rock into your toes. Sweep the hands around, 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 out in front, palms face up. Rock back, soft elbows, hands come in the upper. Harlan, look where my hands are. Yeah, here. And then settle to the middle of your feet. Hands settle right down to the belly. And then remember that squat we just did. Hips hinge back a little. Sit, and as you're sitting the buttocks, release your arms straight. Release your arms, let them dangle. And then just stand back to vertical. All right, we'll do that again. You rock a little bit back, open and lift. Rock forward, sweep the hands around and reach out in front. Rock back, the hands come in like you're bringing something right to your mouth. In, settle to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the belly. Then the hips go back a little bit. You squat and release the arms. Back to standing. Rock back a little, open and lift. Rock forward a little, sweep around in front. Rock back, bringing hands in. Settle to the middle. Hips go back a little bit. Sitting and releasing your arms completely. Let them hang. And then stand up with those arms totally relaxed. Now, wing. Turn palms up, roll. Fold. Settle. Pausing here just for a moment. And then cross the hands and come down. First movement in Tai Chi. rising hands. Wrists are relaxed. Let your hands dangle. So that when you change, you get this nice changeover. And then down with the fingertips. Behind. Then there's this little change in the shape, right? Right. And then this little change. Down. Change. So it's like you're painting a wall with the back of the hands. And then painting the wall with the front of the hands. And then painting the wall with the back of the hands, like this is the paintbrush. And scoop your hands in front. Now that same quality through the limb, open, wrist loose, and then that change, and then sweep down and under, sorry, turn my phone off. And then open, the little flow change, and down. A little flow change. Open, down. Open. Now, roll your palms up, bend at the elbows, hands come over top, should fall right into this space perfectly, and then down, down, down. Release completely. Wing, roll, fold, then. Wing, roll, fold. And backs of hands together. Bring the hands up right in front of the body here. Wrists are relaxed. Look at these wrists, just totally released. And then as you go out, the palms face a little bit front, and then a little bit out, and then a little bit down, and then come underneath. So there's a spiral embedded in that movement. So we're in internal rotation, come up, and then it's this out, down. Backs of hands, up through, oh, top. Yeah. Embracing moon, wing. Now turn right palm up as it comes over top. Left hand sweeps under, top and bottom of a ball. Then magnets attract. Bring your hands together, apart, around. Left hand up over top, right hand underneath. Together, apart, around. Look at this hand going down, under. And then together, apart, around. And down. Hands up in front of the chest. Right here. Turn your palms over, push. Push. Turn the hands, draw. Turn the hands, push. Turn the hands, draw. Turn, push. Turn, draw. Turn and push. Turn, draw. Now just your left hand, push. Now turn that left hand, right hand, and then one push, one draw, turn, turn, push and draw. See if you can simultaneously turn, push and draw, hands, push and draw, hands, push, draw, hands, push, back, down. Now we've got place left hand behind your back, so change your weight to your right leg, and then your left leg. So notice just changing your weight to the right and to the left moves you somewhat in space, right? A couple inches. Now, change the weight to the right leg, turn to the right, and extend your right hand like it's got some elasticity, which it does, the whole arm. Now, change the weight to the left leg, turn, and then sweep. Turn the hand around. Now we've got change the weight to the right leg, turn, brush. Turn the hand, change the weight to the left, turn, brush, or sweep the leg. Turn the hand, change the weight, turn, brush knee. Let it get a little bit longer, right? A little bit more range, a little bit more elasticity. Change. Now a little longer, longer, longer. Now cast that hand forward, right? So if I turn sideways, you can see I'm going forward, but I'm not going up. I'm going forward. Now, as you shift and turn, draw a big circle and come in close to the body. So now you're in your left leg, and then shift and turn, brush knee. Draw that big circle. So this is the swirl, the stream. Shift and turn, shift and turn. Shift and turn. Again, we're down low. So the arm is not lifted up. It is down low and long. Long. Now, lift. The bear swats the jumping fish. So we shift and turn, swat across. Now, since we're up here, we gotta roll the hand over and bring it down. And then we go shift and turn, brush knee. Float that arm. Shift and turn. Swat. Hand comes down. Shift and turn, brush knee. Float the arm. Shift and turn, swat. Hand drops down. Shift and turn, brush knee. Now the higher jumping fish. So float the arm and reach it up as you shift and turn. Come over top. Down. Shift and turn, brush knee. Arm floating, space all through. Turn. Down. Shift and turn. One more, the high jumping fish. Shift, turn, swap. Shift, turn, brush. Now, wing, roll, fold. Shift and turn, push. Hand comes down into the water. Shift and turn, brush knee, wing, roll, fold. Shift and turn, push, down. Shift, turn, brush, wing, roll, fold, and push. And then finally, in this little single arm float, turn the palm, we go lake, lake turns to vapor, rises up, shift and turn, cloud, cloud rains down. Shift, turn, lake, lake vapor. Shift, turn, cloud, rain. Lake, vapor, cloud, rain. And switch. Sweep across, put right hand behind your back. Start with that first gesture of washing the paw. Brush knee, sweep the leg. So the palm is facing this way when we go this way. And then it turns. Sweeps this way. Turns. Brush knee. Turn. Turn. Now, swirl the string. So the hand goes, again, forward, but not up. Forward. Shift and turn, come around and in. Shift and turn, brush, knee. Hand goes forward, but not up, around, far away from the body. And then brush. Again. Now, float up around chest height. Shift and turn. Swat the jumping fish. Turn the hand over, dip it in the water on the right side of the body. And then shift, turn, brush, knee. Float. Shift, turn, swat. Roll the hand over, dip it down. Shift and turn. Brush, knee. Float, lift. And then shift, turn, swat. Shift and turn. Now the high jumping fish. Up. And then keep going up as you shift and turn. Reach across. Come down that side. Into the water. Shift and turn. Brush, knee. Float. Shift and turn. Over top. Then shift and turn. Open. Up. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. Now shift, turn, wing, roll, hold, shift and turn, extend, push, dip into the water, brush, knee, wing, roll, fold, push, down into the water. Again, brush, wing, roll, hold, push, wing, shift, turn, brush, wing, roll, hold, shift, turn, push, down. Now, brush knee, turn the hand around, we go sweep the lake. Lake vapors up, becomes a cloud, then shift and turn, cloud. Cloud rains down, shift and turn, lake, vapor, and shift, turn, cloud. Right. Lake, vapor, cloud. Right. One more. And bring out your right hand. So now we've got one hand ready for brush knee, one hand ready for sweep lake. Shift, turn, brush, and sweep. And then turn the hands. shift, turn. One is brush knee, one is sweep leg. Turn, shift, turn, brush, and sweep. Turn, shift, turn, brush, knee, sweep. Continue. Now, your right hand is going to do brush knee, while the left hand goes around, swirl the stream. Right, and then they change jobs. So this one stays close to the body. This one goes far away from the body. And then they change jobs again. Shift and turn. But notice that my hand is not coming up at all, this hand. It's just going out. You want to discern between that so that when we go here, we actually feel that. So now left hand down, right hand comes up around chest height. So now this is the bear swats the jumping fish. So now that's coming across chest height, and there's this change. Shift and turn. Remember, this brush knee has to go. It has to go through. So Harlan, you're getting stuck with your hand like this. You got to let it go. And then they go. And then shift and turn. This bottom hand has to go as well as the top arm so that they keep going, they flow, they change. There you go. Shift, turn, brush, swap, and they change. Again, that stagnant stasis lock as a big problem, right, for everybody, but it's really pronounced with the Parkinson's from my private work with folks in these classes. And so this idea of look for where you're in stasis lock and try to get flow. Now let's go for that higher jumping fish. So up high and still down low. So we've got a big separation between the two. Big separation. That separating is something also that not just with Parkinson's, but just I've noticed I work a lot with older folks, and this inability to really track these changes, high and low. There sort of is this like getting narrow and sort of getting stuck in this narrow range. And so this movement really helps with that. And then now we're staying in the right leg. Take your left hand into the water, right arm wing, roll, fold. So now a little more sophisticated use of the mechanics. Brush knee and push. Then there's the wing as the right hand dips down, roll, fold at the left. And now we're going shift and turn, brush knee, push. So the left hand dips down, right hand wing, roll, fold. Then we're going shift and turn, brush, push, wing, roll, fold, shift, turn, brush, push, wing, roll, fold, brush, push. One more. And then pause here and just turn your top hand, left hand into a cloud. Back of hand facing forward, bottom hand dipped in the water. Shift and turn, cloud, leg. And then top hand rains down, bottom hand floats up. Shift and turn, cloud, leg. Vapor and rain. Shift and turn, cloud, leg. Vapor and rain. Shift and turn. Change. turn. Okay. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. And wash your paw. Settle. Now, shift the weight into that left leg, turn your right foot about 5 degrees out, and then step it just a small amount behind you, just a little bit, just maybe a half an inch less even, just a little step behind. Now change the weight into your right leg and empty your left foot and just get up on the tippy toe. So all the weight's in one leg, this one, giving you the ability to be light on this foot. Now bring this foot into position where the heels are touching, this foot is turned out, change your weight down through your left leg, empty the right leg, foot, and then just take the toe out just a little bit in front. So just a small amount, only step it the amount that you can keep the weight out of it. If you go too far forward and your body goes with it, it's better to be really close, but have just a light touch of that foot. And then bring this foot back, heels touching, change. So this initial bit from the middle of let the right leg take the weight. Notice how my right leg isn't locked. It's more like, think of an archer's bow. If I had an arrow notched and I pulled the bow back, the bow has this shape, this quality of tone. So that's the feeling that Tai Chi legs have over time, is this bowing of potency and power. And then bring them back. And then change. And the more you feel that, the more you realize standing on these locked straight legs, that's a big problem, because now you're walking around on sticks instead of on these potent bows. That this gives me all this power and spring loadedness and support. And then this gives me this ability to move, to step, to kick, to do all kinds of different things. It's the emptiness here that really makes this body function. Bring it back. Change. Out in front. Bring that foot back. Change. So 100, 0. Back. Change. Now, also notice with this posture, the navel pretty much just points straight ahead throughout. But the foot is turned out, and then it points straight ahead. There's a little nuance here in what's happening. Now, put your right foot out, bend your right elbow, point right fingertips to the sky. Left hand isn't just hanging dead. There's just a little bit of awareness there. Just a little bit of, almost like you're resting your fingertips just dipped lightly in the water. All right, so there's awareness through this hand. So here we are. Now the hands don't do anything different. You bring the right foot back. Now as you change the weight to the right leg, right hand goes down, bend left elbow, point fingertips up, and touch that foot out in front. Now bring this foot back. Now it's change the weight as the left hand is coming down, the bend of the right elbow happens, and the foot. Bring the foot back, nothing changes. And then changing the weight. See if you can time the hands and empty foot together. And also notice this position. Harlan, it looks like it looks like you're doing too much, right? Just this little here. Bring this foot back. Change the weight. The hands change. The foot floats out, and golden rooster stands on one leg. Bring the foot back. Change. Golden rooster. Bring the foot back. Chain. And wash, settle. Shogun, closing gesture. Just pause here for a moment. So the narrative, the story of what Tai Chi is doing for us in a very simple way is when we do our Tai Chi practice, the Chi, the life force, comes from its resting state to its yang or active state. We circulate it through the body, and then we want to remember to settle it back down so that it's not just running around exhausting itself. It's like we wake up, we have a day, but then we better go to sleep at some point, right? Or else we run out. And so our chi has a sort of life cycle like that within the practice. So a smaller cycle of sort of waking up and going back to rest and then waking up again. So as we settle to this position, you want to get good at not doing anything for a moment. Mind, emotional, nervous system, physical. It doesn't mean you hold yourself stiff. It means you come to rest. You settle. You settle. And that's a difficult thing to do. We got a lot on our plate. There's a lot going on in the world. If you got health issues, there's a lot there. But that skill of saying, even with all of that, settle to a zero, an absolute zero. Really a key component to nourishing ourselves in the Taoist view, in the Tai Chi, Qigong, Chinese medicine view. Let's do it from the top. So we've got rising hands floating up, that little flow change, sweeping down. Little flow change, sweeping up as if painting the wall with the back of your hands. Flow. Yeah. You might also notice in my body, when my hands go up, there's a little, kind of like the tide or the ocean. It's not just arms going up. There's this whole lift, and the same thing through the body. It's not like I sit to a squat, but there's a settling quality. So we're letting that liquid nature express itself in these movements. Now scoop the hands in front and open. The crane opening its wings. Then open. Just get satisfyingly whole and complete movement. Then a lot of times people are training their bodies to be more like robotic machinery rather than like beautiful animal spirit movements, right? So that's why in Tai Chi and Qigong you hear a lot about the tiger or the crane or the monkey, right? Because we have this ability to express through our tissues and joints and really mimic these animals. It's not just like a fake idea. It's that is a more technically precise way to describe the movement we're trying to create than trying to describe it in terms of shoulder joint by this many degrees goes up, the math of what you do. It actually won't get to this thing of that feeling of like a bird, right? So we got to bring that imagination quality, the poetry quality. Now, wing, turn right palm up, roll over top, left hand sweep under, top and bottom of ball. Now 2 magnets attract, 2 magnets repel, around, big, and then and get small. So there's a little bit of a sink and a shrink, and then a big and an expand quality. And then a returning and a centering, settling. Opening it big. Again, unsticking where we're stuck. And getting the full yinning and yanging, opening and closing, manifesting and returning. Let's go ahead down. Scoop and bring up, elbows back and push. Full extension, turn the hands, draw. There's a little bit of a rock forward when you push, and a little bit of a draw back. And a little flood. And a recede. Again, like the ocean. And then left hand push, right hand stays where it is. That causes a little turning at our middle pivot. Turn the hand, other hand, push and draw. Change the hands, push and draw. And you can see in my body, start to get this little bit of, right? You see this quality through the body, which is different than when we're stiff and we're just kind of going hands, right? So have this freedom of movement to allow a little turning and a little change of weight, and then turn, change of weight. So you have to bring a dancer's mentality, a poetic mentality, and also a sort of a childlike mentality in terms of these poetic images, so that we really feel the truth of them. Bring the hands down. The bear washes its paws in the stream. Change the weight to the right. Brush. Sweep. Turn the hands over. We shift and turn. Brush. Sweep. Brush. Sweep. Yeah. Brush. Sweep. Brush and sweep. Brush and start to let it become that bear swirls the stream. So we got the brush knee close to the body, the swirl the stream far away. Brush and sweep. Brush, sweep. Bear swats the jumping fish. Bear swats the high jumping fish. Brush knee and push. Wing. Roll. Hold. And brush. Push. Left hand dips down, right arm wing, roll, fold, and brush, push, wing, roll, fold, hand dips down, and brush, push, extend, dip down, wing, roll, fold, brush, push. Now here in this flow, we go from here to the rooster, golden rooster standing on one leg. So you've got your left foot empty, step it a little behind, toes turned out, change the weight into that left leg. Remember that idea of like an archer's bow going down through one leg. That left hand comes down, dips into the water, bend right elbow, and put your right toes empty out in front. Then bring that foot back, heels touching, both feet turned out equally. Change the weight. So now your right leg becomes that archer's bow. Right hand down, bend left elbow, put left foot out in front. Bring that foot back empty. Change the weight. Get that bow quality down through the left leg. Hands change and foot. Bring the foot back. Change. So the key to this one is that the foot comes back, nothing changes. Then as you change the weight, everything changes together and arrives. And then foot comes back, nothing changes. Then everything changes. Foot comes back, nothing changes. Everything. And then from here, wash your paws. Turn. And lake turns to vapor. Then we've got cloud and lake. Bottom hand. And then rain and vapor. Then we got cloud and lake, rain and vapor, turn, cloud and lake, rain and vapor, shift, turn, rain, vapor, shift, turn. Change. Shift. Change. Change. Shift. And then both hands dip into the water. Wash. Wash. Settle. And then remember the first thing we did, which was rock a little bit back, open and lift. Rock forward, sweep around, out in front. Rock back, bringing in and settling to the middle. And then like that little squat, the hips go back, sit the buttocks, soften the arms long, let your arms hang. And sit like you're about to sit on a chair, and then just push through the legs, come back to standing. We do it again. Rock a little bit back, open and lift. Forward. Rock back, bringing in. Settle to the middle. Hips. Sneak through. And stand. Rock back, open and lift. Rock forward, sweep around. All right, not getting stuck anywhere along this combo of movements, combination of movements. Flowing. One more time. So we're loose. So there's this quality of movement that flows right into this, flows right into this, which flows right into this, flows right into that. Stand. And then we close, wing, roll, fold, settle, turn the palms to face the belly, and then seal the practice, finishing the practice. Here's the navel, center of palm, 1, 2. And one more moment of that wu-ji or no activity. Think of it like a skill, like any other, and maybe one of the most important skills is doing nothing, being able to actually rest, to actually stop, to actually find stillness. And again, it's a very difficult practice because there's a lot to get us either excited or afraid, anxious, or whatever. There's just a whole litany of reasons why it's difficult to zero out. But that doesn't mean that it's not incredibly important that we still find a reason to, or a way to settle, find ease. And then this closing hand position, here, here, here. This little kind of looks like the yin yang symbol, if you've seen that. Bring it together. And then we close. So just kind of a formal closing. All right, thank you, everybody. Great job. Any questions or comments? Feel free.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good to see you, Marjan. Hope that felt good to you.
It did. Thank you.